Okay, so one of the questions that came up was, hey, I'm a pretty hard driving kind of human being. I've been successful in industry. What's the success factor? How do I get an A as a mentor? Okay, so all right, mentors, this is how you get an A. So that you're going to be successful if you're developing that capability and the capacity in the entrepreneurial lead. Okay, if you are making sure that the EL, and again to a lesser extent the TL, but making sure that the teams are really learning something, that's an A right there. How else can you be successful? Smart and judicious transfer of social capital. So I talked about this a couple of slides ago, and I told you I'd kind of fill you in on how to do this. You definitely need to help your team secure the interviews, but don't necessarily give them, and this is true of anybody learning anything, right? I'm assuming this mentor training session is going to get better over time. Their questions are going to get better over time. Their interview skills are going to get better over time. Their hypotheses are going to get better over time. So don't necessarily give them your best contacts first. Let them earn those, and they're going to earn them in two ways. One, they're going to show you that they're being really respectful, that they're on time, that they're being kind to these people that are giving them their heartbeats and their energy. In turn, that means they're being kind to you. And then, of course, since they'll be getting better at the process, it also means that you want to save some of those what you believe are very powerful interviews and contacts for a little later in the process. Doesn't mean you have to wait until number 90. It just means that, let them ease in a little bit. You're going to, again, experience it right in those first few days in person of the national course. You've got to go get a bunch of interviews, and you got to do it with them, and you've got to see them in action. And the reality is that you're going to know right away, like, all right, these folks are getting it. They're learning. They're listening to the instructors. They're putting this into practice. You will notice, and this, I've seen this personally, within 5 to 10 interviews, people are already saying, yeah, I can't ask that question that way. As soon as I say it out of my mouth, I know the answer I'm going to get. And it's like, yeah, that means you're being mindful of the questions you're asking. So that's when we say smart and judicious transfer. It means, again, making them earn your respect and essentially your contacts, because they're going to get better at this as time goes on. So this last one might seem obvious, but because you're required to be at all of the sessions, in the team's program, please put all of the session dates in your calendars and be there. Now, we did, and we completely expect that the ELs will be in charge of creating these calendar items, both for meetings and calls, and that they should share these items with the entire team in whatever system you work out. But make sure that whatever you're doing, the ELs are putting together a good comprehensive calendar. You're getting that content onto your calendars and just showing up. It was one of the things that we heard from one of the mentors as a failure mode where, they said, well, I thought maybe it would be a little more obvious, but the teams didn't communicate. Push your teams, but make it their responsibility. It is not your job to run the calendars. We're trying to build, it goes back to bullet number 1 at the top. We're building capability and capacity in those ELs. Make them do that work and make sure that that system works for you.